AskReddit by PMME Erford. What profession gets an unjustified amount of hate? Youth sports officials. I umpire baseball as a hobby and the way parents act is deplorable. The parents on the other hand deserve loads of hate sometimes. I was a coach for soccer and volleyball while I was in the Air Force. You would have loved to be a sports official for our leagues at our base. If a parent got shitty, they are immediately ejected, no questions, and reported to whoever is their higher authority. It almost never happened. I usually just lurk as a guest, but I made a Reddit account just for this. Cooks for public schools. They are constantly overworked, underpaid, and disrespected. Most schools have only a few ovens and microwaves, so school chefs have to either jam unsafe amounts of frozen food into ovens and microwaves, which is a giant fire hazard, or work non-stop from early morning. I'm inspector, and every time I'm hitting the schools I'm in awe of how hard those ladies work. And it's usually only 1-3 of them running the whole show. Any customer, client, patient, facing job. They get the abuse that stems from management's decisions, mistakes and incompetence. I did customer service for automotive companies at a call center for years. People get so unhinged, between dealerships, management, people calling into the wrong department, angry customers who were itching for a fight over a rental car. The job paid for 5 free therapy sessions a year, but honestly, it would take every ounce of restraint not to break some days. You aren't allowed to defend yourself or hang up, you can't transfer them to supervisors for a call. You technically work for a third-party company that exists to keep the customer from ever actually speaking to the corporation. It was the worst job I'd ever had, and that's coming from someone who used to work at a seafood processing plant. Food service. The workers have to eat too, you know. Literally though, I've been screamed at by a customer while I was on my break for eating in the lobby and not helping her at the till. I didn't even have the till that day, I was one of the cooks. Trash men. They're looked down on as dirty and uneducated, but they do a hard job that is absolutely critical to our public health. They also earn a decent wage. The trash men working my condo are so nice. Incidentally, they always take time to say hello, how are you doing? Big smile and wave. Every position involving retail and direct customer interactions. Yeah, fuck that profession. Sympathies for those in the role. Plant breeders and plant geneticists. Imagine you're a plant nerd and you spend your life studying genetics so you can figure out how to improve food crops. Like, to make them yield more, taste better, be healthier, survive drought, etc. But on the internet, you're apparently trying to poison the world and control the food supply. It's absolutely insane. GMOs have literally saved millions of people from starvation. The worst part is that the critics literally don't understand what a GMO is. They think it's some sort of vegetable made in a mad scientist's lab pumped full of chemicals, completely oblivious to the fact that the locally grown corn they buy or the potatoes they grow in their garden are literally the results of genetic modification and plant breeding. I live in Germany and currently in my, hopefully, last semester of university to become a pharmacist. 4 years of university, 1 practical year and 3 exams of state required. A lot of people here think pharmacists are only cashiers and don't know we get a scientific education. And his help me if I question a doctor's decision. Pharmacist in the US. It's a doctoral degree here, and people still act like we're glorified cashiers. Veterinarians. My doctors constantly get yelled at or called heartless when, for instance, we refer them to a hospital more suited to care for the animal than us. Like bro, we didn't just tell you no, we are giving you options and trying to ensure you seek the proper care. Don't call me a heartless bastard for that shit. Edit. Based on the comments and my own experience, let's expand this to all vet med workers. Veterinary receptionists. Clients are always way more shitty to my front staff than they are to me. Fast food workers. People at checkouts, really. Shops, fast food, hotels. You name it. Janitors. Trash related work. Sewage workers. Plumbing. Actually, they do a very important job to help make our cities clean and keep things intact. Without them, streets and our surroundings would be filthy. True respect to them. Defense attorneys. I'm sure they must know they are defending guilty people sometimes, and I'm sure some of them are as slimy as can be, but everybody has a right to a competent lawyer and a poker trial. Another person in this comment section said something along the lines of defense lawyers are not here to defend the guilty, but to make sure the police and justice system do their job right. That really puts into perspective how defense lawyers actually work. It's not about helping the guilty escape their punishment, but rather to make sure the punishment fits the crime. Nothing more and nothing less than that. Dentists. High suicide rate. Gotta suck having everyone hate seeing you. I don't hate the dentist, I fear him. Clowns. People act like they're all disturbed maniacs, but at least half of them haven't murdered anyone. What about mimes? They're just ninja clowns after all. Tech support. I get it, you think they're wasting your time by asking you to turn the router on and off again. The thing is, most of their calls are stupid people that didn't do just that, and then lied about it so they could save face. I'm no tech support, just the computer savvy person at the office. Last week, my co-worker, my laptop's really slow. Checked uptime, almost a year. Reboot, everything's fine. Shut down your laptop sometimes, guys. SMH. A good actor playing a horrible person. Also, a good actor that was in a bad movie. Like, I didn't like the Star Wars sequel trilogy, but the actors did nothing wrong, and the way certain fans treated them was terrible. Customer service reps. Lawyers. Seriously, just because a lot of them work for shitty people, it's given the rest of them a bad name, but if you ever need one, you'll be happy they exist. I'm a lawyer. People, even my family, have no idea what I do. It's such a broad field. It's like saying all doctors are pediatricians. Construction. Not all of us are jerks who catcall people. Also, most of the time if you see us standing around, it's not because we are lazy or wasting tax dollars, it's because the people who started the construction usually screwed up on what they were supposed to do, so we have to call to get approval to make any changes or to move forward. It's not like at most jobs, if someone screws up you can just fix it. If you fix it without written approval, sometimes you have to pay to get it redone or sued, because you tried to keep things moving forward even though things were wrong. Bouncers. They deal with a lot of obnoxious drunk people for hours. They are tired of dealing with your shit. I was a doorman for 6 years. We worked in some of the worst nightclubs in our country, and were first responders to everything with zero real training. It's just not the drunk people, it's the constant vigilance and exposure to horrible shit on a frequent basis. Also, the pay is terrible, most bouncers are overworked, and most are likely suffering from all sorts of trauma. A lot of suicides, mental breaks, and steep decline into substance abuse. 1/3 of my original crew is gone, and it's been only 8 years since. I think the hate is warranted but not balanced. Lots of bad bouncers on ego trips out there. It's a terribly underregulated industry with exceptionally poor prospects for a job that has high frequency of violence. Teachers. There are so many angry entitled parents they have to deal with, and the parents always say I provide your paycheck because they pay taxes. But so do teachers, so they should just calm down. Teachers don't get paid enough for this. Spoiler alert, we all pay each other's checks. You're a mechanic? I pay you when I get my car fixed. You're a pipeline welder? You get paid because I fill up my car with gas. Defense lawyers. An essential aspect of our society is that everyone accused of a crime gets a fair trial. Defense lawyers do the dirty work for that necessity. and they are not trying to justify what their clients may have done. Edit. Criminal defense lawyers. Obviously. Fuck insurance defense lawyers. I'm a commercial litigator, and let me tell you, insurance companies are evil, and some of their lawyers are despicable. I've lost law school friends over this. Pretty much any job that doesn't require a degree really. Even the verbiage we use is demeaning, such as unskilled labor, as if someone completely new to a given unskilled job would be as good as someone who has been doing it for years. I work in construction and the norm where I practice is that the workers are either skilled workers or laborers. Skilled workers are masons, electricians, steelmen, carpenters, etc. Laborers carry things, assist the skilled workers, dig holes, etc. And yes, if they learn a certain skill set well enough, they are considered skilled workers. It always pains me how terribly they are all compensated for the work they do, but it's so hard to break such a multifaceted problem. Or just throw in that interns also get the short end of the stick whatever field you're in. Teachers. I've lost count of all the ills we are blamed for. And heaven forbid we actually hold students accountable for anything, or push back on unrealistic expectations from admins, students and parents. Garbage men. You'll love to look down on people for doing the dirty jobs, while they're the ones making sure you get to live in a clean place, and take away your waste for your convenience. Have some respect, FR. Nappy PL love garbage man. Source, was a toddler once. Civil servants. I'm not the one who doesn't want to solve your problems. I don't make the laws or the rules, and yes, I know some are unfair, unfairly applied, or annoying in general. We represent the state, and we are hated in proportion to how much each citizen hates the state at any given time. Which makes sense, but also we work for the benefit of everyone, literally. Everyone hates lawyers until they need one. Everybody hates to be in a position to need a lawyer. Insurance. I'm a claims handler and people think I'm out to screw them. I have literally never met a claims person who had given two shits about an amount paid out. Yes, we are regulated. As long as your loss falls into terms of the policy, I will cut that check and never think about you again. I do not give two shits about the finances of my company. Veterinarians. Seriously one of the hardest professions from a compassion fatigue perspective. They try to save pets and the owners blame them if they can't. Work admin in a vet clinic. Agree. Never had so much abuse in any other job. People want special treatment 24/7 for nothing.